Welcome back, this is Sambo, continuing on our journey through DC Universe Online. So welcome back. Alright, you might remember in our last video we ended up at the end of the character creation process, so let's hop in and have a look at what the starter experience is like. So we have to name this first. I don't know, Batty. Let's see if that's already taken. Yes, complete character creation, there we go. Alright. I must say too, loading times are pretty reasonable. This first one is probably the longest there is. Okay, I think our little assistant is going to say something. Hang on, let's move around. Here we go.
The hack worked. I'm in and you're awake and free. Okay, I'm Oracle and we are going to get you off this ship. Look for a doorway out.
Alright, so throughout the game you have this Oracle person who's sort of like your little Navi, if you're familiar with Zelda. And not only that, but because we chose Batman as a mentor, he'll pop up as well. In my main character I have Wonder Woman. But let's just have a quick look around the screen and how I've got things set up and how this works. Because remember, this game was simultaneously developed for PS3 and the PC. And unlike most games that are developed in that way, this doesn't suck. Normally if you've got a game that's developed on both systems, yep, it's fine playing it on a controller, but you go to play it on keyboard and mouse and it's clearly been poorly ported. This is not the case. The first thing you may not like is that I'm not holding any buttons down on my mouse. You very quickly get used to it, but you don't have a mouse cursor. So if I move my mouse, the camera moves. And at first I didn't like that, but you know what, you get used to it really quick and it really suits the game, I think. The way you'd bring up a mouse, well, the easiest way is obviously to hit escape. And so let's go, and that will bring up the menu obviously. So let's go through some of these elements on the screen here first so you know what's going on. So up there, I can't point because I've got no mouse, but at the top right obviously that's your character portrait, which shows your level, your health and your energy, and so the green is the health, the blue is the energy, and that white bar along the very bottom is your superpower. I'll go into that later. Minimap's good, always shows you whatever objective you've got currently selected, and you can switch around as you'll see shortly. So there's always either a cross or an arrow for you to follow. If I hit enter, that'll bring up my chat. I must say that the chat is the biggest letdown of the whole game. The chat is pretty crap, to be honest. Like for example, the font is really big. If I go into the chat options here, I actually can't change the size of the font, which is poo. Little things like if I that's not even, there we go. If I type I have to type /shout test. Shout is like a /general channel in WoW. It's the channel that everybody sees, if you know what I mean. Quite often you have to type /shout before you say anything. It's really annoying. Easily the worst part of the game. I can't believe that. I mean, look at it. It's a beautiful looking game, and remember, it's a MMO, by the way. It looks like a single player game. Fantastic. Technically amazing, and yet they really screwed up the chat. So kind of ignoring chat at the moment. Only use it when I really have to. So let's have a look. We've got our inventory here, and at the moment I've got some gloves equipped, but I've got nothing else. It also shows me my actual stats and whatever currencies I have. The great thing about this game is, now if you notice, as I hover, let's unequip these if I can. Yes. Okay, you'll notice that as I hover over this, for a start, it will automatically tell me whether or not equipping this will up or increase or decrease my stats. In this case, because don't have any gloves on now, it's saying that if I equip this, it will increase my damage per second by 18.9. So that's significant. But notice the second line there, style. This is the great thing about this game, is that you know what it's like in other games where you have a really cool outfit or a really cool item, and then you get a better one that looks like crap. Well, this game gets around that. You'll notice it says there, style, bare hands, already collected. So what that means is that I now have that style added into my style sheet. And so if I equip this and then go to the second icon here, which is my style sheet, as we go through the game, you'll notice, in this case if I go down to hands, if I ever got another pair of gloves, I can basically learn the style of those gloves so that I can equip visually. You'll see my paper doll here will change as I go from finned to none. I'll end up building a whole list of styles in here under hands, so I can at any time decide what look I have, which has absolutely nothing to do with the actual stats of the gloves that I have equipped. And that's the same for every slot: my hair, my head, eyes, shoulders, blah, 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 all of these things, even the weapon, which is amazing. So they've circumnavigated that problem right from the get-go, and you know what, I really like it. It's great. Your quest log, obviously I'll end up with a bunch of them here, and what you can't see here but you will later is if this wasn't my active quest, I could actually click activate down the bottom here, and that would mark it as my active quest, and that means my mini-map would show me where to go. I'd get voiceovers from the people in that quest, etc, etc. In this case it shows me that I'm getting a reward. That's about it. We'll get into this a bit later on, but these are where I sort out my power sets, and similar to the talent tree in WoW, I guess. I've got remember I chose gadgets. I can go down two separate paths here. I've got a traps path and I've got a tricks path. Although don't take me literally on that, you can mix and match between the two, so you're not stuck going down one. And yes, you can respec in the game, no problem. Later on I can choose these iconic powers from level 10, where I can take powers from other superheroes. For example, mesmerizing lasso, clearly that's a Wonder Woman power. I can choose that if I want to add it to my character. Venom boost, there's Superman's gaze types, there's all sorts of stuff in there. Seriously, the character building in this game it's outstanding. You can customize not only the looks obviously, but you can really make your combat sets, powers and skills exactly how you want them. It's amazing, because not only have you got powers, you've got skills as well. And under skills, for example, here we've got movement. Now I've chosen the acrobatics because we're Batman. We can upgrade our movement skills to all of these different things later on. For example, there's a grapple line, all related to movement. I've got a super speed boost there, which we need. That's awesome, by the way. This one here, a grapple line that snags and pulls in my target. And this one, a zip tie attack, entangles an opponent in a zip. So, just giving you examples. These are all really cool powers, and yet they're, under the movement. That's just under movement tree. Here was the weapons I was talking about earlier. As you can see, all the different weapons in the game are locked out except for brawling, which is what I chose at the beginning of the game. And don't worry, they will open up later on. So if we really wanted to start using hand blasters or rifles, we can. At the moment, we can't. And you earn points to put in all of these as you level up. But if we go into brawling for now, you'll see that again I've got a whole tree here. And as I hover over the power, it tells you over here what it is. So for example, this is just the basic brawling skill, allows access to the brawler weapons and the brawler weapons tree. I get a permanent +2 critical healing gain there, which is cool. But later on, for example, I might want to open up this one, which is called ground pound, and it's an interrupt, and it deflects ranged attacks, which is awesome. You can see down here, it actually shows you, if I move my mouse around the outside, it shows you the combo that you need to tap out in order to use these. And by the way, they're very intuitive, easy to do. In this case, I have to hold the left mouse button down twice, which sounds weird, but it's easy. I'll show you later. Whereas this combo, for example, I tap it once, then hold it again. So you're doing combos on your mouse, and later on down here on the tray, you've also got abilities, typical abilities like WoW. So as I said, you've got weapons, you've got movement, you've got your powers times 2 trees, and then an iconic power set. There's just so much customization in here, it's not funny. On to the next part of the UI, which of course is your, well, they call it deeds here. And oh my goodness, this is great. I love this part. For a start, you got your feats. Now your feats, it's going to show up blank because I haven't got any. They are basically your achievements, just like WoW, and I'll show you them later. In fact, a lot of this stuff will probably go through later because none of it will be here now, and we'll attack it as it pops up. But just to say, it has collections. And if you've ever played EQ2, or if you're a Pokemon fan, or basically you've just got to catch them all, this game is going to drive you nuts in a good way. If you're ADD or just compulsive about, like I spent hours hunting collections, and they're just fantastic fun and really addictive, and they reward you with pieces of lore from the DC universe. They reward you with gear and sometimes even abilities, and there's a whole bunch of different types as well here. So we'll get into those as they pop up. The map's okay. I like the map. I mean, you can, for example, there's a quest objective showing up ahead. I can click on that, and that will actually show up on my mini map later on. But as you can see, we've got, as a hero, we've got access to Gotham City and Metropolis. We're going to end up probably in Gotham City because we're Batman, which is awesome because it's a nice dark atmosphere. They've really nailed the cities in this game. Seriously, they're so, well, you'll see, they're so good. Metropolis is great too. That's where my other character is. And you've got a couple of Hearthstones here. You can warp to a rally point, and you can also warp to headquarters. I'll explain them later. Then we have our on-duty menu. Now this is really cool. This is basically the dungeon finder, because a lot of people keep asking, I see on the forums, is there a dungeon finder in the game? Yes, there is, and you queue just like WoW, and it's for PvP and PvE. So for example, PvP arenas, we're not eligible yet because we're level 9, but you open up more and more and more arenas as you level up, and you can queue up for PvP. And by the way, PvP is really well balanced in this game. Alerts are PvE, are like dungeons in WoW, and again, more open up as you level. Legends, this is quite a cool idea. At the moment I can only see access to 8, but later on through rep and stuff you actually have access to more. But this is where you can fight as, for example, Robin, although why anyone would want to, I have no idea. And other iconic characters in like sort of arena type 4-on-4 PvP stuff. Obviously there's raids. I actually haven't seen any raids or duos yet. Vaults are really cool. They're like basically set up by the Joker. They're big areas full of presents that you smash and you get money and gear out of. It's like looting, just going on a massive spending spree, I guess. The chat, this is where you set up your chat. You can see, I mean, there's no one in here because I'm in the starter area, but you can see other people and inspect them and create a guild and add people to your party and all that sort of stuff. And then we've got our options, and finally there's a store. People are saying, oh look, is there a store and is it nickel and dimey? No, look, all it is at the moment is to redeem a special bonus code or claim any items. So not sure if they're going to open up a store along the lines of Champions Online or not. Who knows? I don't think it needs it at this point, but who knows. So there we go. That's a sort of basic overview of the UI. As you can see down the bottom here, I've got my objective, which is to defeat a guard. So we will we'll hop into that in the next video. I hope that was helpful. If you've got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment box below and I'll try and address them in future videos. So next video we'll be hopping into the combat. See you later.